Hi guys, I got off my dad, beautiful sunny day, so giving myself a practice afternoon. So I've headed down to the fantastic Sickleholme Golf Club. So a big thank you for letting me come down and practice. So what I'm just going to do today, I'm going to do a bit of short game, bit of pitching, bit of putting, maybe get out once it dies down a little bit, play a few holes. So for those of you who've been watching the videos, you know for the past 2 years I've implemented the Dan Grieves 3 releases. I call them a left hit, belt buckle, right hit release, but that's what I've implemented over the past 2 years. The past week or two I've been really concentrating on my short game. I'm really happy with how that is feeling. And the past couple of days I've been really trying to feel and dial in his pitching technique, which I'll go over there. So reason again I've come to Sickleholme, one, just to see these fantastic views, but it's also nice to be able to come hit off the grass, which for the pitching, the technique which I'll show you, which I'll go through, is definitely a little bit harder to do off the mats. So I will go through my pitching. Can I dial in 3 different distances per wedge with an easy setup? So pitching, let me show you what I am trying to dial in, guys. Right guys, so first up we're going to go through pitching. As I said, with the 3 releases, we have the left hip, the belt buckle, the right hip just post impact. I use that for all my chipping, so I use the different parts of the wedge, the different parts of the bounce for the chip shots. But in terms of pitching, this is where I'm trying to implement what Dan teaches. So he uses a kind of clock face system, but he uses different setups to be able to get into those positions without actually feeling. So if you've read the book, which I know like many of you have, he calls it an A1, an A2 and an A3. And then with each club, he has the different positions on the hand grip. So I'm going to go today, that's why I'm hitting off the grass, to try and get those 3 stock yardages per wedge. I've got my 54. I'm going to use my pitching wedge, which is 46 degree. I've been working on this for a few days, so I've roughly got a feeling. So it'd be nice to see when I'm out on the green and see where these balls are pitching, and we'll try and dial that in. So in terms of the pitching technique, we use the belt buckle release when the lie allows. We just need a little bit of grass, as long as it's not totally firm, compact lie. So it's basically a belt buckle release as we come through. Wants to be finishing here. The difference on the pitching instead of the chipping, and this is the one what I've really worked on for the past 2 days, is this: we look down the line as we come through the belt buckle. This would be the normal position for the chipping. What I want on these pitches, the stock is just a yard draw. So I allow the toe to release over club. The toe is pointing down the target, whereas if I'm just doing my chipping with belt buckle release, the loft is still on the club. So that's the difference through from there. So setup, like I said, it's A1, A2, A3. All that means is for A1, so you do this with any wedge in your bag, and obviously your distance is going to be your own distances. So for the A1, it is 1 club head width apart. We're going to use the same setup, but we're going to grip down the bottom of the wedge. What this will do is when you take the club back, so 6% pressure stays on my left, really soft grip. As I take the club back from 1 club width A1, I physically cannot go any further than that. So that will get me into about the 730 if you're using the clock face, but I really don't have to think about it. That's as far as I can turn from there. Then from there I let the club drop, picks the chest up. As all this tricep is really important for me to keep in contact with the chest, and from here it's belt buckle, but allow the toe to release into the finish. So that's the A1. The A2, it's just 2 club widths, feet apart, same setup. This time we're into the middle of the grip. So down the line, what that allows me to do from here, if I swing back again, soft grip, that's as far as I physically can turn. If you see from there, that will get you the so-called 9 o'clock position. Again, same technique from there. And then the A3, so it's the top of the grip, it's 3 club widths, 1, 2, 3, that position. So down the line, 1, 2, 3. If I turn to the top, saying the pressure, build a pivot point. So the pivot point through the left foot, the knee, the hip, pivots around there. So if I pivot with the 3, top of the grip, that's as far as I can turn, which will get me to the 10, 30 position. So that's it, really simple. 3 positions, 3 clock face positions without having even to think about it. So just by using my setup. So as I said, the difference for me now is really not driving the hand, It's allowing the club to drop, pick the chest up, and then the feel, like I said earlier, for me is important. I have to allow the club head just to feel that it turns over. So I want that pointing to target. So as I said, I got my 2 wedges here. So I've got my 54 degree, I'm going to use my pitching wedge. I've actually been doing this for the past week, just having a little play with it. What I'm finding is the 2 position, my 54 has been going 50 yards. The 3 position at the top, that has been going 65 yards. And then it's 35 to 40 yards from here. But perfect time to come practice here because I can hit off the grass. I've got 2 pins. So let's pop you around here. So as I said, perfect opportunity here. I've got 2 pins here. So this, the front pin is 50 yards. The actual back left pin is 65 yards. So for the front pin here, obviously I'm just looking at distances. If this was match play, it would be hard to play, but the greens are softer as well. It's only a practice green as well. So this is my 2 setup. So mid grip, 2 club widths apart, flare the left foot. As I said, that's going to get me to the 9 o'clock without feel. Relax my grip pressure. I do get too tight, and that then leads me to drive. So let's see where this is. I know it's been coming in at around 50 yards. So we're just going to try and dial in a few feels today. Already, like I said, I'd like to hit the little draw. I am getting little cutty feels on there. So I've really got to feel I release and turn the chest, exit into the left. If I don't exit left enough, I can just feel it coming off. More slight heel, but it's gone 48 yards. Again, with my practice, I should really get the same ball. So I have consistency, but this is an old practice bag. There's a mixture of crap balls and not so crap balls. But the feel good, you can see how shallow it comes. Normally from this distance, from the past 5, 10, 15 years, I would always get my 58, just hit down on that one. So I'm trying to use the bounce more and soften that power. Obviously I like to chase speed with the long stuff, so it is a little bit harder to dial it in, but let's try and get turn. A bit shorter, but it's so shallow. These are the most forgiving lies, but you can just see distance control, there's plenty of spin. This is mid-flight. Should be coming off around 29 degrees if I was looking at it on the launch monitor. So it's showing what I was finding the other day. It's definitely going around the 50 yards. It's really nice feel. If I go to the back pin, 65 yards is the pin, so the top position 3, so 3 club widths, exactly the same, trying to feel the same tempo, so the speed is the same, it's just the length of the swing. But again, I'm doing that just by setup, not having to think about positions. Once I can't swing anymore, I know I'm at the top, then we just got to get the tempo, the rhythm. Tad groove too low, but it's actually pitched pin high. Again, just getting a little cut. I really want to try and get a little draw. One fault I do get with my setup, one is because my hips get tight. I do set up a little bit open. I feel I square, but I know when I'm looking on there, I get open on there. So I've got to keep working on my flexibility. So it's again, let's really try and feel better setup, but happy. Look how shallow that is coming in. Try and get the chest, the club to turn over. It's just very shallow. Let's get a couple more. As I say, guys, just nice to come hit off the grass. Mats can be tougher. The more forgiving mats, you're okay on there, but the firmer mats, the bounce is just going to kick up. This shot I wouldn't be playing if it was the firm or really wet lies. I would then go more to the left hip release. But this is the feel, just the stock pitch I really want to work on. So let's really try and exit left now. Soften the grip. That's the one. Just pitch past. Plenty of spin on there. Nearly slam dunk that one. Right guys, so what we can also use, if you haven't got an expensive launch monitor, but you have got the PRGR, if you're using the speed, we can use one of these. What I do find is the carry is not as accurate, obviously, as the big launch monitors, but what I do find with this is the club head speed and the ball speed is really accurate. And this can be really useful when we're doing this. So you've got the smash factor, which is the club head speed and the ball speed. Do the little sums, that gives you the smash factor. So what we're looking for, what I'm looking for on smash factor is 1.0. So I want the ball speed to match the club head speed on these shots, which for the past few years I've definitely been doing that. I'm definitely been a lot more drivey, hit down. So let's have a look if it'll pick it up on here. Little cutty, but picked it nice. So their club speed is 40, ball speed 47, so the smash factor a little too high. But let's just see if it'll get a better read in here. So that's pitch, 48 yards. Again, little drivey, but we're starting to get feel. So this is where it can be really useful. So I've got club speed 46, ball speed 50, so my smash factor is 1.08. So let's see if we can really soften this feel. They are the firmer balls as well. Should really get my gamer balls out. That's much softer. So again, it's reading 1.1 smash. I'd like to get that down. I'm just going to lift it if I can. All right. I'll try this. This might be a little too high, but we're just going to give it a go. The ground is a little bit above, so let's just dial it in as accurately as we can. It's pitch 50 again. There we go, really softened, really much better reading. So if you can see that, guys, that is exactly what I'm looking to get in my stock pitching. So I've got a club speed of 49, which is what I was getting the other day, and ball speed for my stock. Smash factors 1.02. So sometimes if you've got the PRGR, sometimes you have to just play around, and once you get to know the numbers, you know what you're really looking for. That's the tempo. Oh, slam dunked. It's gone in. Well, we know it's gone 50 yards straight in the hole, guys. So those are my stock yardages. So for my 54, obviously I've got my 50 yard now, I've got the 65, I've got the 35. Just by setup, if I want to add a little more, I can hit the little draw. It's got a little bit more ball speed. Probably the stock middle one will go to around 55, could get to 60. The 50, I've got a 50 degree, so my gap wedge, I know I can add about 5 yards per club on that. So I can just go 54, use my 50, do the 3 different setups, and I've got quite a lot of stock numbers we're looking to go to. So as we said, we can then change shot shape. So if I want to go and hit the cut, same setup, same swing. All I'm going to change as I come for the belt buckle release, I'm more holding off. As the train goes, holding off. For the draw, I'm going to stand a little close and really get to turn the club head over. There you go, 2 yards cut. It's pitched 63 yards, that one. And if I do the same, little draw one, same tempo, gotta let this toe release. There you go. 3 yard draw there, it's hit the flag again. So that's gonna carry to 67, 68 yards. So I'm really happy with how these fields are, guys. Really a lot more shallow, whereas before I would be hitting my 58. So for the stock 54, really happy with that. I'm just gonna have a little go with the pitching wedge, which I know roughly the full one goes around 95 yards, and then we'll play 15 yards increments down there. So we'll just move back a little to that, get those balls, hit a few more balls, try a few pitching wedges, and then might move on to a little bit of putting. The greens are looking really good, so it'd be nice to get out there, try to get a few holes. But in terms of pitching, let me know if you've tried Dan's technique. Has it worked for you? I'm definitely liking the feelings, so let's have a go with the pitching wedge. Right guys, so pitching wedge, and this is where the top of my pitching would be, and then I change into long game. So what I've been finding is my pitching wedge with the top, the A3, has been going about 90, 95 yards. The mid is about 75 yards, so it's giving me lots of different options. So here we've got the front pins at 75, 76. The back pin is about 88, 90 yards. So let's have a go with the setup too. Exactly the same tempo. Pull that a little bit, but it's pitched exactly pin high. So I've pulled that a tad, but you can see it's just so forgiving, especially the wider sole of the pitching wedge. Obviously front pin, I wouldn't normally use this with winter conditions, so that's actually pulled up straight away, and these are not the best balls like I said. Close, just a tad heavy. Again, that's pitch pin high. A little bit drivey. I can feel myself accelerating too hard. A little bit hand drive. All right, this one's a bit lie. Sat nicely. Put a nice tempo on again. There you go. So that's a little quad light, the draw, so it shows to me I'm not turning through, not releasing how I want to. That's actually cutting a yard where I want it to really draw a yard, but that's pitched 75 yards. So I'm really happy with that. So the distance controller, again, I bet if I look on setup, I'll be slightly open, so I've got to get the setup dialed in. Let's try, make sure I'm square here. See, that's square, it feels so close to me. And there you go. That's the yardage draw. It's pitched just past the pin, so that shows how important setup is. Get your alignment rods down on the floor, feel to reel. That is square, but to me that feels so close, but that's the tightness from the desk job. Got to keep doing that. But the distance control, really impressed with that. So let's have a go at the back pin. There you go. The yardage draw. God, I love this feel. It's actually gone about 94 yards, but again, it's so shallow, so forgiving. I would never have done this 2 years ago. I would have been getting my 58 here and just hitting this hard on a clock face system, but just 58, that's it from inside 100 yards. But not anymore. This allows me now to really look at the green, what shot shade do I hit, a little cut, a little draw, access different pins. So this would be perfect for a back pin. So really I would be playing this as if it was a firmer conditions, I would play this as a 2, pitching it 75 yards with the draw, letting it roll. Winter conditions, obviously we can play a different shot. So again, let's make sure I get square and place as a 2. Close the stance on this one. Actually, I'm going to hit the little draw, let the toe release over. There you go, it's really trying to work over. Exactly that, wow. And I know it's winter conditions, but that's checked up on 1 bounce. So I'm definitely committing to this pitching technique. Obviously this is my stock if you've got a nice lie. You only need a little bit of grasp behind the ball. But all we do, if say here, I'm in the divot, we're in the compact lie, obviously I cannot release the club like I want to. So all I would go to then is my left hip release. So I don't want the club to release, so it's the same setup, but on the way through, I'm just hitting my left hip release. So it's going to come out lower, more ball speed. So I'm going to move my ball just a smidge behind center, but left hip release. There you go. Just pitch at the front. So you can see, obviously a lot lower, but there is no grass there. That is a pure compact lie. Got the strike on it. Super low. So that's in the divot. There you go. See, the cut is driven through, ball first, just by controlling that release. Right, I'm going to try a little bit of putting, and what a beautiful day, guys. Love this place. Right guys, so putting, if you push for time like me, who really don't get time to practice putting, this is the one drill I always go to and highly recommend. It's just speed control. So I've just set out T-pegs, 20 foot, 30 foot, 40 foot, 50 foot. If you've seen my videos before, I use a little clock face system, so same tempo. But as I take it back, the butt, top of the grip, points to my groin for 20 foot, mid-thigh 30, outside 40, just outside 50. That's what I work on for the standard greens, what we play on. But it's nice to come here, even though we're still in February here. I'm not really concerned about hole inputs at the moment. It's all for speed control. Take those 3 putts off the scorecards. Same setup, same tempo. Triceps to the chest. So this one's my groin. There you go, there's 20 foot. So I'm not actually not had a putt yet either, so this is the first putt. There's a little bit of moisture in there. Had a lot of rain yesterday, so 30 foot, mid groin or mid thigh. Just got to dial that in. 40 foot, outside right hip. Honestly guy, I promise, if you can dial in this tempo, I really don't get time to practice. So if I can just keep this speed control, then do a little bit around from 8 foot in. But for me, it's all speed control. So 50 foot, it's outside the right hip now. Miss everything, hit the pin. So just gone past. So I would just repeat that now guys. Get the feel in. Again, I'm using different balls. Really got to start using that same ball to different feel. That last one was the Vice Pro Plus. Definitely firmer ball, comes off a little bit hotter. But that's the drill guys. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Give that a go. I'm gonna go do 5-10 minutes more and have a little warm up then. We're gonna try and get out there guys. Look at them views. Speed control, no more 3 putts guys. Right guys, so a nice bit of practice done, so I'm going to come play a few holes. Got to do 3-hole swing on camera, then I'm going to put the camera away and just enjoy the rest of this weather and afternoon. So we're on hole 3. If you saw the course log, I did holes 8 to 17. So it's a hole 3, par 4, could get driver out, but I've got my 24-degree UT, so I'll get got to get the 21-degree fixed. Oh, good. Into the sun. It's going rough this time of year, but hopefully it's down the middle. That view, guys. Well, guys, absolutely fine. Definitely got to hit driver down here. Still got 195. That went 240 with the 5-iron off the tee. It's a little bit of a downhill. 195 would be a nice 7-iron, but again, another club got to repair. 7-iron head needs re-gluing. Downside to speed training and off mats as well. So I've got, could do a little 6-iron, but I don't want to go long, get long down the play. I've actually got 8-iron. More with that. Heard it hit the green. Oh, speed training, guys. Right guys, really happy with that. So 12 yards, 36 foot putt. That's carried about 184 in the air. So I'm going to play this. There was a frost this morning, so Matt and the team didn't get a chance to cut the greens this morning. It's not going to be as fast as when I played last time. Yeah, not bad. That feel definitely works. Nice par. Okay, so hole 4, beautiful par 3. This is 135 playing 128 with the slope. Can't miss right. What a backdrop. Got my 50 degree. Maxes out at 130, so should take longer to play. But I'm just going to aim down the left here. He's trying to cut a little spinny. Has he got the distance? Yeah, just the front middle. Right guys, it's exactly the same distance, 12 yards, 36 foot, a bit more downhill this one. As you can see, you don't want to go long. So I'm actually going to play this as my 30 foot. Class speed control. Definitely works for me, guys. And that is going to be a quick putt in the summer. Par par. Right guys, third hole of what I'm going to play is a little swing. It's about 275 par 4. I haven't actually got a club, but I ain't got a 3-wood in the bag at the moment. Driver, it's a bit fiddly to take a bit off up there, so I was going to hit my 21 degree hybrid here. A little leaky, which is fine. Right guys, I've got 92 yards here. I'm actually going to play my little pitch, what I was working on earlier. One, I don't want this to pop up. There's a couple of little branches. Shouldn't come into play. So we know that position 3 goes 90, 95 yards. It's in the rough, but it's not too bad. So I'm going to come a little smidge steeper on here. Let's try and play obviously the softer greens than in the summer. I drove the hands a little bit. Oh, got through the rough now. I like that shot. I think that's pretty close, guys. Alright guys, thought it was close. Really happy with that. You can see, even though it was a soft lighted pitching wedge, the spin obviously was still winter greens, but they're in great condition, but a little bit softer. Look at the spin. I will repair that in a second, but I'm giving myself that one. Left-handed while holding the camera. Right guys, hope you enjoyed that. Hope you found it useful. Definitely nice just to come and get some practice, and to be hitting off the grass is really good. So big thank you again to Sickleholme. As you can see, the views are stunning. The course for the end of February is in fantastic condition. So I'll leave the link to the club, the website in the description. So book yourself a tee time, guys. And if you want to watch the course vlog I did, have a check up in one of these top corners that it'll pop up. Right, I'm gonna put the camera away, go and enjoy the rest of this beautiful late winter, coming into spring, sunshine. So we'll speak to you soon, guys. Enjoy.